There we go. Hi guys. I've been taking my potassium iodide for about 2 weeks now. Of course, I've got my whoa, put my phone down there. Let's see where are we at. Let's back around. Okay, let's try that again. I've been taking my potassium iodide. Oh, it fell off. There's still more coming out of there though. I've noticed that I feel a lot better. It makes a huge difference in the ringing in my ears, the headaches, and joint pain, and overall energy levels or fatigue feeling. It's knocking that way back. I feel tremendously better. I still have um, the sensitivity to electrical. My ears ring. I can feel it on my skin when I'm near sources of this energy, whether it's a low flying plane or I'm near a power substation under the power lines or up next to a cell tower. Sometimes even the phone here, my hands will become sensitive more or less at certain times. And just holding the phone, I can feel it. It kind of like hurts my hand to hold the phone, but it's doing okay right now. Since I started taking the potassium iodide, though, I've noticed that the Morgellons hairs are sprouting out of my fingernails in different places more. It's like I'm shedding it faster now, more frequently, longer strands, and they just kind of appear. And I had a great big one that was stuck out of my finger, and I was gonna like get it in the light up here, but it fell off because I had to get the phone for the camera and mess around too much first. But I'm just kind of holding off here. I'm expecting more of them to just, spring out of somewhere. Maybe I can catch it on video, right? I mean, if you look through the light here, see the little hairs on my arm. Mm, yeah, which shouldn't be there because I burned them off with a lighter just the other day. But and here, they tend to come out of my forearms, around my wrists, the edges, or my fingernail cuticle area. They come out of there a lot. My neck, around my thyroid gland especially. It's a big area. That's probably why this copper helps so much being around my neck. The little hairs don't like to be near copper. They won't choose to touch it. I think that's why they grow out from the edges of these copper bracelets I have and stuff. There always seems to be fresh hairs sprouting their way out of there that are extra long. And they're not even necessarily white. They're often red or goldish red colored. In fact, a year and a half ago when I was doing all my mud baths, all the hair on my head turned red. Like, it started growing again. It looked like my hair started to grow. I had twice as much hair on top of my head. It was all really, really red. Like far more red than even my red highlights should be. It looked like it was turning into red hair. And that was right after my first serious mud baths. It must have drawn it out of my body, and it started to shed it. For whatever reason, my body started rejecting it faster. Let's see here. It sucks that big old fucking dangler on my fucking pinky fell off. Yeah, well, there'll be another one. Hey, where'd that come from? Let's see here. I hear an airplane. I hear a plane coming. Hi, folks. I'm having an airplane. How about I come fly in circles over your town all day and all night, every day and every night? Does that sound like fun? Yeehaw! Here I come in my airplane, everybody. I'm just a happy guy with a plane. I love to fly so much, and I'm a multi-millionaire, so fuel is no problem. I can buy all the fuel I want and fly my little loud plane in circles at low elevation continuously over your homes all day and night. It's like a free air show for everybody. Hooray for America! Hooray for the free all day air show! Slap. And when that plane approaches and my ears ring and my skin crawls is when I'll have more Morgellons hairs that want to just sprout. Here, corner of my eyebrows. Mm. And this stuff's flammable. My other videos where I'm burning it off, it's most of the, I'm come to the conclusion most of the fibers you can't see. You can see the smoke from them. You can see the flame jump up when it ignites them, and you can smell it. But most of the time you can't see the hairs. Solely, here and there do they become large enough that you see them. But and there's no guarantee that just because I'm feeling the sensations, one's going to appear. But they do quite often. It's really hard to, catch on video, exactly for sure. You just can't make it happen on demand. This discoloration, the bottom of my chin, around my esophagus, there's like a whiteness to my skin. It's a little extra white right there, and the normal hairs, don't want to grow in that area that well. Just like it was on my scalp, where my skin was extra white and my hair stopped growing in there, a long time ago. But it's trying to return now. It's as if I'm removing whatever is under my skin that's preventing the hair follicles from functioning, and as the proliferation of the Morgellons crap under my skin is reduced, the hair follicles begin to grow hair again. Normal hairs. Anyway, plane's almost here. I wonder if I'm going to see any of these pop out. I gotta put my glasses back on. Alright, let's see here. Anything going on? Some sparklies. A couple little. There's something coming off my pinky finger right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. I gotta get just at the right angle to be able to see it. Hey, there it is. There it is. See it? There's a sprouter coming off of my finger. Oh, it's getting longer. Is it going to be visible like this? That's the question. Damn, it's so hard to see that. There it is. I haven't figured out the right angles to the light. I blow on it, you see it wiggle. Coming from near my knuckle, of course. The Morgellons, it's like the toxin or the fungus, one of the two, either grows in or stores in cerebrospinal fluid and which would be inside your skull and in your spine, and also the same type of fluid is in all of your joints. Joint fluid, it might be called, but it's the same stuff as your cerebrospinal fluid. Um, that's where the toxins seem to load up at. I think they load up in your brain and all of your glands, as well as your CSF and in your joints. And this stuff is it's like chemtrail particles. They're all the same size. That's the secret of the chemtrails. They're all little antennas of the same size, so the same wavelength will energize them. So you have a billion antennas inside your joints and your spine and your brain, and these antennas can be made to receive a signal, millimeter wave, high frequency signal, a band of signals, and then as a carrier wave, and then you heterodyne your information in that band. So brain waves can be sent to your brain through the air. They hit the antenna, and they're converted back into brain waves right inside to your brain. It's a very simple concept. It's you know hard to grasp for a lot of people because they don't think that their bodies are electric, but they are. Not only is your body's electric, thoughts are electric. Everything in the universe is electric or magnetic. A combination of the two. And from what it seems to me, they're at odds with each other. Electricity and magnetism, they have to go together. The rules of the universe and physics kind of demand that. You don't have one without the other generally. Uh, we have magnets that don't seem to need electricity to stay magnets, but is that true? We just don't know where the electrical source is coming from because electricity is far more profound than we realize. There's blatant energies and subtle energies, and you know the theory of magnetism is that certain materials will collect and concentrate the magnetic force that the planet has that's coming from the sun. The energy comes from the sun through the earth, out the earth back to the sun, and there charges the earth. And then a similar type of loop happens from the earth to everything on the earth. Some things absorb that energy more, and we call those things magnets. Um, yeah, it's the two go hand in hand. And if you have Morgellons, all you got to do is get in the influence of some of these energies, especially electricity, and you will find your skin crawling and little hairs wanting to grow out of, here, there, and everywhere, right up out of your pores. Uh, yeah. Anyway, that's my video. I managed to catch a new little one sprouting there, huh? At least one. Look one more time in the light here. I'm looking like this through the light because I can see the little hairs standing out and trying to, make their way up out of here, like this one. And I know they're not just something it was a hair, from the dog. It was a piece of a material from cloth that was just happened to be, on the armrest, and then it stuck to my arm because of yada yada. No, that's not what it is. They just, you know, will appear even if I haven't touched anything. Yeah, I hear an airplane coming. Here they are coming off of my thumb on the outside. How am I going to get that one? I don't know if I'm going to be able to. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, very subtle, very hard to see, which is great. That way you can just say people with Morgellons have mental problems, or I don't see anything. You wait a few minutes. I don't see much of anything. Oh, it's just a little hair. Oh, your skin's just a little discolored. Oh, you got a zit. Oh, it's just looking this, that, or the other. And, I think it's anything except what it really is, which is, a control mechanism for people. I think this Morgellons fungus has been with humans forever. It's probably what's responsible for aging and you know, it will take out your hair follicles and the pigment cells and replace it with white and silver strands. Depending on the whatever other metals you're toxified with, those strands will take on, various other colors too. They can be more of a gray or more of a blue, more of a silver than a white, more of a white than a silver. Just depends on your personal toxicity level. But the fungus that lives inside our bodies is the Morgellons, and it's responsible for probably all of our health problems. All of the deterioration of our cells that we call aging is probably just a result of this Morgellons and how fast it can overtake your body. So theoretically, if you can stop the Morgellons, like not just back to, pre-chemtrail levels, but completely stop it, understand how it works, what's making it grow, stop it, you may be able to stop aging, serious as a heart attack. That's something weird on my head up here. There's something strange up there. Is there a Morgie coming out of my fucking head? I don't know. I can't see up there. Let's anyway. I keep a look on my left arm more. It tends to sprout the Morgellons hairs more frequently than my right. It's worse in my left arm. But no new ones still. Not this one. Anyway, well, I guess that's good enough. Signing off. Use your here's what you want. This stuff. Here's what I do. Put a little water in a little cup. And then get the COVID down. I put about that much in. It's probably a teaspoon. It looks like that. And then down the hatch. It doesn't even taste that bad. Although it's got a weird aftertaste. That is for sure. Then rinse it down with something. And that's half of my daily dose of iodine. And I put that in my shampoo too, and it stops the creepy crawlies on my skin. Bam, like that. I mean, it doesn't happen for hours afterwards, after a shower with that soap. But eventually, it comes back again. The plane's getting closer again. Okay, so yeah, there's the iodine. Oh, crackers. And the neem oil. I'll do that on a different one. Neem oil is in the shampoo as well, but I put a little bit of it in some naked uh, naked blue machine juice. Neem oil tastes horrible. I put in like 3 tablespoons into about a quart of juice, and it made it all. I was thinking, okay, it'll still taste all right. I can, get some internally this way, but it made the whole quart taste just raunchy. So I just forced down a couple big glugs of it every few days. I believe that the neem oil is killing off parasites and fungus inside my body as well as it does on the outside when it's in the shampoo. And neem oil is cheap and effective. Between these two things, the iodine and the neem oil, I've got as much benefit from that as I have from copper and mud baths. And so on top of this, I earth ground, try to every day, at least for, 10, 20 minutes. I feel better immediately every time I do. All right. Yeah, I thought I saw some more popping out there. But, I better end this video or it's going to be ridiculously long. So, neem oil, iodine. You need iodine for everything, especially for your thyroid and your brain. Iodine gives your body the things it needs to be able to detoxify itself. Oh man, I know the plane's getting close now. My shoulder's starting to ache. Let's see if anything. I keep postponing ending the video. Let's see, anything. It's like a little one starting on my pinky again. It tends to come out of the outer edge of my wrist and hand and the back of my knuckles. See the throbbing? It's nothing like it used to be. It used to be terrible. Now it's like I can barely see it throb. My whole wrist used to turn black and throb, and now it's this dry skin spot there. It's more than just dry skin. That's kind of like a main point of the Morgellons right on the back of my wrist. I sometimes get one on this wrist as well, in the same area, but it's not as noticeable. Oh, see that little bright spot right there on my wrist? Right there? That's some of the hairs. They're really shiny right there. Fresh ones come out nice and silver. Oh, there's another little spot on my thumb that's doing the same thing. But nothing super obvious. It's just that one. Alright. I guess I better end this. Take your iodine. It'll knock the Morgellons in the fucking ding ding. It'll be like kicking Morgellons in the balls.